Does it have to be said? I think I need to say it. I love New York, y'all. Yes. And happy Black History Month to you. I'm Kelley Robinson, and I am proud to serve as president of the Human Rights Campaign. I gotta begin tonight with some gratitude to the heroes that are in the room. First up, our board of directors who are in the house tonight. Give it up for Lauren Verusio, Marcia Namowitz, Johnny Lee, Jody Patterson, Jamal Webster, Elizabeth Schlesinger, and Sam Slade. And to our HRC Board of Governors in the house. Now hold on, because we are rolling deep in New York, all right? We got John, Amos, Danielle Bazordi, Dolores, and Renzo, and Phyllis, Joe, Kelley, John, Chris, Vikram, and Michael Westwood. And let's give it up one more time for our dinner chairs, Danielle, John, and Michael. Yes, thank you so much for making this evening possible. And of course, to my beautiful wife, Becky with the good hair, George. Where are you at, boo? Yes. I love you and thank you for your support always. New York, I don't know about you, but I needed tonight. Anybody else? Yes. I needed to be surrounded by your joy, your light, and most of all, your power here in New York. Because this city has always been a place where courage speaks, where history listens, and where change begins. Because let's remember, we are here today because Sylvia Rivera and Marsha P. Johnson threw open the doors to freedom. We are here today because Larry Kramer turned grief into action and silence into a battle cry. We are here today because Kevin Aviance knew that the liberation of ourselves and our bodies are one and the same. And sometimes you need to twerk your way to freedom, all right? But that history, our history, it isn't just in museums. It's the force that is keeping us alive and fighting today. Because I won't sugarcoat it. These are not ordinary times. 11 days. It has only been 11 days. But it's been 11 days of an all-out assault on our people, a relentless assault on our people. You know, when I traveled here from DC, I left on a flight that took off just 15 minutes before that devastating plane crash that claimed 67 lives. And for me, it was a chilling reminder that too many of us are living our lives dancing too close to tragedy, too close to crisis, too close to total devastation. The plane crash in Philly yesterday, the fires raging across the West, ICE raids in churches, mass shootings in schools, the relentless attacks on our community's very right to exist. These crises are not happening in isolation. They are touching every single one of us. My friends, these are serious times that require serious leadership. And if it's not going to come from Washington, D.C., then by God, it needs to come from people like us in rooms like this. Are you ready to do that? Are you ready to be that leader? I know you are, New York. Because every action, every executive action, every congressional betrayal, every hateful declaration, it lands like a blow. And remember, the chaos isn't an accident. It is the point. I got to say that again. The chaos is not an accident. It is the point. But the bottom line here is that no executive order can override our constitutional protections. We better remember that. No executive order can supersede the Supreme Court protections of LGBTQ+ workers at work. Title VII still stands to prohibit discrimination. So you can try all you want to change laws and policies, but you will never erase the LGBTQ plus community. Never. Lesbian, gay, bi, trans, and queer folks, we have always been here and we are not going anywhere. Is that right? Yes. And what we are here fighting for is the most American of ideals. We're fighting for the right to live safely in our neighborhoods, schools, and workplaces. The right to love openly, to build families, and get the health care that we need. These are not special rights. These are human rights. And when we protect these rights, every single person wins. You know, as I travel the country, people often ask me about my job, and I always tell them the exact same thing. I have the best damn job in the world because I work at the Human Rights Campaign. Because for over 40 years, HRC has been at the forefront of equality. I mean, we have transformed societal perceptions. We've secured workplace rights. We've fought for health care when others looked away. We are not and have never been defined by the forces trying to divide us. We have always been defined by our courage. And I get to see that courage every single day in trans teens that are finding their voice, in parents standing up for their LGBTQ kids, in teachers creating spaces for truth, in the LGBTQ center staff, in the people that are staffing our crisis hotlines. Thank you, Dr. Carla and James, for being here tonight. But here's the thing about courage, it is contagious. It's like glitter at a party. Once it's on you, you're gonna have it on you for a little bit. And I see that courage spreading. I mean, just look at Bishop Buddy's profound prayer last Sunday. Does anybody see that? Yes. She spoke truth to power as she directly and publicly urged the president to have mercy on LGBTQ plus lives, on immigrant lives. That's the kind of courage we need right now. Just look in corporate America, y'all, where leaders like Jamie Dimon are standing firm on diversity, equity, and inclusion. Yes. In fact, in this very ballroom last night, we had over 600 corporate leaders come together to celebrate the Equality 100 Awards, y'all. That's the kind of courage that we need right now. Just look at Sarah McBride, who's here tonight, serving as the first, yes. Yes, Sarah McBride. She is serving as the first out trans member of Congress. Yes. Sarah, Sarah, Sarah. Yes, that's the kind of courage we need right now. Yes. Y'all, this is what gives me hope. We are not just sitting with our anxiety, we are taking action. Y'all, we were made for this moment. And let's be honest, all the backlash that we're experiencing right now, it is in reaction to the power that we have been building for decades. Yes. Y'all better remember in the 80s, they launched the Lavender Scare, an all-out inquisition of LGBTQ plus government workers. But now, a generation later, we've had 2 out gay cabinet members. How about that? Remember in the 90s when they spent millions trying to defeat marriage equality, but guess what? I'm married now. Ha ha. Anybody else put a ring on it? See you over there. Yes. And today, people just can't get enough of us, from Chapel Roan to Billie Eilish. Janelle Monáe, to some of our honorees tonight like Joe Locke, who's here, and Louisa Jacobson, and Rashonda Leas, who's here tonight. And Alex Edelman and Dylan Mulvaney, y'all, we are in the house. So I say this because we are not without hope, and we are certainly not without power. It's time that we own that power. So let me tell you the plan. You ready for the plan? Okay, let's give you the plan. Here's what we're going to do. First, we're cutting through the chaos by separating fact from fiction. We are doing the work here to provide clear guidance on what protections remain in place and helping employers and workers, parents and students understand their rights. Second, we are lifting up stories that matter. We are showing how this moment is affecting real people in our lives. We are seizing control of our own narrative. Let me tell you this. We will not be your scapegoat. We will not be your wedge issue, and we will certainly not be your moral panic. And we are taking the administration to court, y'all. We are suing. Just this week, we announced our lawsuit against the administration for the unlawful trans military ban. We are doing the work. In this moment, we are focused on using our power to build towards wins. We're working hand in glove with corporate America to protect the progress we've made in diversity, equity, and inclusion. We're ensuring our schools are welcoming for all youth, and we are putting our plans in place to take back the United States House and Senate in 2026. Thank you, leaders Jeffrey and Schumer, who are here tonight. So look, it's true. We are facing an uphill battle. But I need us to remember in rooms like this who we are. We are the descendants of Bayard Rustin and Harvey Milk and Audre Lorde and Miss Major. They fought when fighting meant losing your job, your family, your freedom, and sometimes your life, but they did not give up. They won by using every tool in their arsenal, and I mean every tool available to them. Look, God gave us gaydar for a reason, and that reason is right now. Because in times like these, it's more than a skill set, it's our superpower. That ability to clock each other from across a crowded room. That ability to spot a friend across enemy lines. That ability to make community out of all the chaos. It's how we survived then, and it's how we're gonna thrive now, y'all. We're gonna do it together and with the power that's been passed down from generations before us. So look, I've spoken a lot tonight about pioneers, but I can't leave here without saying something about my dear friend and mentor, Cecile Richards. She passed on January 20th, which I think was the last act of defiance for her. But she taught us how to fight every day for a future that we could all be proud of and not settle for anything less. She used to say, it's not hard to imagine future generations one day asking, when there was so much at stake, what did you do? And she would say, the only acceptable answer is everything that we could. That sentiment, yes, everything that we could. And that sentiment is so powerful for me right now, especially because, in case you hadn't heard or seen, my wife and I are pregnant with our second child. Ooh, she's kicking on that one. And you know, when you're expecting, everyone talks about the glow, and yes, the melanin is popping, my friends. But what they don't tell you about is the clarity. I mean, with every kick, every heartbeat, it reminds me of a simple, powerful truth. That the world we're fighting for, it's not some distant dream. It's right here. It's right now. It is literally within us. So years from now, when this child asked me in this moment, what did we do? when trans youth were under attack, when our families were threatened, when our very existence was debated, I pray that I can tell her that we did everything that we could. I pray that I can tell her that. I want to tell her that we didn't just wait for change to come, but we fought for it. I want to be able to tell her that, y'all. That we didn't ask permission, but we demanded change. Is somebody ready for me to tell her that, y'all? And that we didn't accept defeat. We turned the tide of history together. Is somebody ready to tell that story, y'all? I want to tell her that we gave everything because love, fierce, uncompromising love, demands nothing less. So are you ready to give everything to this fight? Are you ready to fight like you want to win? Then come on, y'all. Let's stand together and let's get free.